What did you just crank up? I was like, what are you doing?
I'm just playing with buttons and stuff, you know. So it's just
you like pushing buttons.
I do like pushing buttons. It's like, ooh, a button. Let me push it. What's going on? You know what? That was pretty amazing. I didn't even use the sound pads for that.
Thank you.
So that was pretty good. Oh, God, it's one of those episodes.
Welcome to Neighbors Don't Knock, the show that brings you hilarious, unapologetic conversations only these neighbors can have. Join them and guests in their weekly mission to expand the neighborhood. Now, here's your hosts, Brian Chambers and Philip Goffrey.
What's going on, all you neighbors out there? Hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day, week, year, whatever is going on. I hope you are having wonderful things happen to you guys.
Wow. Well, I hope so too, for all of you out there listening. And I'm curious, when you tune into Neighbors Don't Knock and you see us on video, do you wonder if these things actually have any information on the screens or if we just open them for posterity?
I think I just like having it up. It's like a security blanket.
I hide my stomach with mine.
Wow.
I'm in my 40s, Brian.
Wow.
Sometimes it sticks out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but you run. I mean, you're I mean, sometimes. I mean, you run. I mean,
Depends
right
on
now.
who's after me.
Well, I bike stuff, but I get in these pockets. Like I get the heavy. We're gonna work out, and I'm like going like a lot of workouts all of a sudden, and then I take like this massive break.
Mania. Tell me about your mother.
But what's going on, all you loyal neighbors out there? As you guys have tuned in to Neighbors Don't Knock, today we're going to be talking about education in our great country.
It's like a State of the Union address on Neighbors Don't Knock.
It kind of is. You know, there's a lot of things that are floating around on YouTube and TikTok and social media and things. You know, I don't know. Are Gen Zers getting a bad rap? But not just Gen Zers. As Americans, do we even know our own history? I mean, there's a lot of common sense questions out there that people go around and ask on the street. And, you know, I don't know if they're necessarily staged, but every time I sit here watching them more and more, it can't be. I mean, I'm like that. You can't really come up with some of those answers or reactions if it was staged, because I know they're not good actors.
Okay, so now I know what you're talking about. You're talking about those videos where they go around and they ask people like trivia questions, basically.
Yeah, street smarts.
Street smarts questions.
That's right.
I've got one for y'all before we get started. Now that we're on to Gen Z, what are they going to do after Gen Z? They're going to start over? Like, oh, this is Gen
AA?
Yeah, A.2.
Y2K all over again with generations.
What, they kind of like made a mistake, right? Like don't go to Z.
We should have used numbers.
Totally.
Because we can have exactly infinite numbers. But anyway, before we get started, make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe for all your content. We drop new episodes every Friday. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. We would love your help there.
Yeah, you beat me to it. Also, if you are interested in leaving a comment that might make its way onto the show itself, you can do that. You can go to our pod inbox page at podinbox.com/neighbors don't knock. Leave us an audio message. We just might air it.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you guys stay till the end of the episode for our wonderful neighbor tweets to find out what you neighbors out there are putting out on social media. But let's jump into it right now. Okay, so I know it's kind of easy to pick on the younger generation. We're starting to get a little older, so it makes it a little easier to be like, man, because probably 10, 15 15, 20 years ago, we were that younger generation, and I'm sure that everyone was like, man, they are not smart.
No, we weren't lazy and privileged and...
Oh, we're not going to go down the road of privileged. I don't even want. But I will say this.
Every new generation, right? It's like, they're so lazy and privileged.
Well, that's true.
Spoiled.
That is true. It just every older generation looks back and like it's kind of like looking back at your life and being like, wow, what I should have known or didn't pay attention to, right? It's kind of like you wise up a little bit.
It's interesting. Most of the baby boomers that I still know and hold dear in my life and associate with argue with me that it's not the case, right? That no, all the generations really are just lazier this time. Like, weren't you guys the hippies? Like, didn't the greatest generation say things about you?
That wasn't the baby boomers,
It
was
was
it?
the
Oh, no.
hippies, yeah.
I guess it was. Huh? Because 55, most people born in the late 50s.
Yeah, but they came up with free love. They invented that one. You know, like jumping in a Volkswagen bus and driving across the country for 6 years with a guitar strapped in your back. But damn those millennials and Gen Zers. Gosh, they are just lazy.
Wait, would you have, if you had been a baby boomer, would you have ended up being like a hippie? Do you think that would have been your route if you're born in that generation?
No, I'm square, man. I'm way too square. I'm
really?
Oh yeah, we've met, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. You throw yourself. You were a little crazy, man, and in the college and your younger days.
I was, but I do feel like growing up in the '90s was perfect for me, right? Because I really, really need to rebel against absolutely nothing. Like
that's true. There wasn't.
God, I have everything I want. This is awful. Angry music and flannel. Black Hole Sun and whatnot. I don't know. It's terrible.
Hey, don't make fun of Black Hole Sun, man.
I'm not making fun of it. It's
Black Hole
amazing.
Sun's awesome. Don't make fun of Black Hole Sun.
Yeah.
But what I do want to say for the younger generation is that I don't think the younger generation is dumb.
Liar.
Okay. I don't want to say the entire generation is dumb, and maybe dumb's the wrong word. Maybe
Maybe our education system might be in need of some blow the dust off some books and tweak some.
So I feel the priority doesn't rely on school, right? It's more about social media and more materialistic things versus knowledge. I think maybe, and maybe it's because of the technology, or the fact that technology is so like ingrained in our society, that everything we do. Maybe that's.
So you mean the priority of what's being taught, or you mean the priority of what young people are focusing on?
Both.
Both.
I think both. I mean, I'm not in school right now, so for me, and you have a daughter, you kind of know what's being taught, and you hope that it's similar. I don't necessarily everything being taught needs to be exactly what we were taught, but there's a lot of things that are important that we were taught that should be taught to the younger generation. I mean, math skills should be continuously taught. You know what I mean? I mean, there's people that are not proficient enough in math skills, and then you have, you know, you can yell at Google or whatever smart device to do your math problems for you or whatever.
Thank God you didn't say it. My whole house.
No,
was light
I
up.
know. I was
Yeah,
trying
you can't
to.
do it.
I almost said
She'll
it.
solve any math problem for you, buddy. But
But I mean, okay, so this becomes more prevalent, and they go out on the street with these guys that are finding these kids that are younger, and they ask them quote unquote street smart questions or common sense questions.
so let's preface this a little bit. Where are they finding these people? Are they going around like city streets? Are we talking about spring breakers?
Well,
Are we
there's
talking-
several different video, because they make it the entertainment values there, right? They make it very entertaining. There's a few of them that go on to college campuses.
Right. It's like Jesse Waters from Fox News, like going around.
You know, and then some of them go to like carnivals or very big public places. You know, if you're in LA, you can go along the Hollywood Strip or whatever it is right there. Or if you're in New York, go to Times Square, where there's just a bunch of people hanging out that if you have a camera and a microphone and be like, hey, you want to answer questions? They'll do it, whether they know what they're getting into or not.
I get it. And no stereotyping or judgment intended there, even though I'm sure in the back of my mind I'm going, where are you finding these dumbasses? You know, where the dumbasses hang out. But honestly, I think that this is an interesting thing that happens on YouTube for these shows, because it's super entertaining. Obviously.
It absolutely is.
And I
entertaining.
know we're going to get into some. Like, I'm looking forward to that. But it's also, you know, like you say, it's like, is it a bit staged? Is it like, are they choosing good cuts of video to make it look like more people don't know the answer when maybe
and how long? Like, how long are they filming for? And then they decide, oh, we're going to take this one because it was hilarious because there was somebody that knew all the answers to something, right?
Yeah, and sometimes when people are put on the spot, they do really strange things.
So I shouldn't say that these videos are a good depiction of what
This is not
a good
this-
sample size of the Gen Zers. I should say that the sample size is a little skewed in this.
Yeah,
in this
not a
case.
very good representation of the scientific method. Is that what you're? Yeah, maybe a little loose with the controls and the variables in this one.
You know what? If I can find the words, apparently I should have been asked a bunch of these questions. But let's jump into this. Let's look at two clips. The first one, it's his channel is Love, Live, Serve. And he goes around to college campuses and other places. And this is one of the videos where he did a while ago, and he asked Gen Zers that basically couldn't answer or they had trouble answering basic questions. And he was, I believe, out in Orange County asking them. And we're about to watch a little clip.
Who's on the 50-cent coin?
There's a 50-cent coin?
50-cent coin.
Who's on the 50-cent coin? And the second person goes, "There's a 50-cent coin." Should we feel bad about that, or is that something that you should know? Because I know everything's paperless and with phones and credit cards.
Well,
and things.
in fairness, the $50 was taken out of circulation, so I wonder if we can really fault very young people on this one.
You don't think so?
Like, at what point in history do you give them the pass? That okay, since you won't come across that probably ever in your life at this point. Unless, your great-grandfather happened to save one in a little plastic sleeve for you. I don't know. I have a 50-cent piece lying around.
I do. I have several, actually.
You do?
Yeah, I have a couple. I have a $2 bill as well.
Yeah, and hint to you viewers, it's not 50 cent on the 50-cent piece. That is the incorrect answer.
And just so you guys know, well, let's listen and see if they get it.
A 50-cent coin?
There's no 50-cent coin.
Is there actually a 50-cent coin?
The 50 cent? There's not a 50-cent coin.
There is.
Isn't it Jefferson?
Obama.
G-Unit.
50 cent.
Obama. And then speaking of 50 Cent, they're like, oh, 50 Cent. 50's on 50.
No.
Obama?
He was only on the limited edition production of the ones that were handed out to people.
Hide me. It's JFK, people. It's JFK for all. Okay, so maybe that's not a fair assessment, right? The 50-cent coins aren't used as much, right? All right, so hold on. Let's just see. Maybe they were a dollar bill or
Trivia, just in case anybody's wondering. It was actually technically printed until 2002. In 2002, the Mint started putting it out as only like annual gift sets, basically.
Okay.
So they still make it.
Okay, fair enough. But now
it's not in circulation.
Let's just see about bills. Okay, if coins are out, let's see what they say about bills.
Who's on the $50 bill?
God.
Oh.
He's trying to hold on. Wait. Oh, bro, give me a hint.
Okay, so first of all, they're very, very excited in this video because they were promised $50 to tell them who is on the $50 bill. So I felt like that's a genuine reaction right there.
I mean, times are tough. $50
So
is
50
no
bucks,
joke.
$50 is $50.
Right, it'll buy you at least a cheeseburger.
Or a tank of gas.
Inflation.
All right, let's see if they get this.
Oh, shoot. I just had a $50 bill. I just wasted it because I got a raspado de vainilla.
Why? Who knows this?
Oh, man. $50 bill. I know who on 100.
Okay, I mean, someone claimed they know 100, but they don't know 50.
I don't know if it.
All right, let's see if anybody gets this.
Come on, Kevin. You know this. Come on, bro.
Do you know it?
Ulysses.
Grant.
Bro, I can't remember, bro. Oh. Andrew Jackson is on the 20.
$5. The 10. The 20. 50.
Bro, what's that nigga name? George Washington's on the 1. Benjamin Franklin on the 100. I don't know.
Grant. What's his name? Full name?
Dang, I just know it was a Grant, bruh.
I'll give you $25 for that.
Her. Bet that.
I think it's Bill, right?
I like the $25 for getting the half answer. It's pretty good.
Half answer? No, come on. I feel like it should have been all or nothing. That was nice, though. That was nice of him to do that.
I think it's because of the bruh.
Yeah, come on.
Damn, bruh.
Come on. Bill Clinton?
That's my favorite. I'm not here.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. Let's maybe money tender is, everything's very card or phone or whatever. Okay. So maybe that's not fair. So
I like that the guy asking the questions didn't even offer to give actual cash, because I'll Venmo you if you get the right answer.
That was kind of great. Okay, but let's see if maybe some history.
2.
Who shot Abe Lincoln?
Hold on. Hold on. Isn't there an O in his foot? No.
Do we have to give a name?
Yeah. Who assassinated Abe Lincoln?
Yeah, I passed.
Pass on that one.
Oh, damn. Wilson something.
What is this man's name? No, it's like Nick or like something Parham. Like, what the hell?
Okay, pass.
Isn't there like you can't buy a vowel when you're answering these questions.
Isn't it like Nick or something? Oh, I don't know if anyone gets this. Let's give him let's hold out a little bit longer. Maybe this is an unfair question. I don't know.
John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth.
The name was on the tip of your tongue.
I've watched National Treasure. Like, I should have known that.
She goes, I've watched National Treasure. I should have known that.
That's the best answer so far.
That
By far.
So that's how we need to be teaching history on our streaming services.
Hey man, it works.
It does. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. But maybe they have better luck with the Civil War.
Who fought in the Civil War?
I don't know. Give it to him.
George Washington.
So you're saying George Washington was in the Civil War?
Had to be. Who else? Who really won it for us?
If it wasn't George Washington, who else could it be?
It was the North versus the South.
Ooh, America and Great Britain.
Holy
The Civil War.
Civil War. Who was fighting in that?
Us.
Us meaning,
The U.S.
okay.
And him over there. Oh, shoot.
Them over there. Now, someone did get it. Someone said the North and the South. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
Union
caught
Confederate,
that.
right?
I
I
caught
mean,
that.
that's about as close as anyone has come.
Them over there could have actually been leading to the answer. That might have been a clever cut point, right? Because maybe she was trying to say like brother versus brother, right? Them over there, I was fighting those people. I don't know. I'm grasping here for the poor thing. I feel terrible for her.
Let's see.
I just know it's the Confederate side and the West side or East side.
The West Side.
The West Side.
What?
he goes the West Side or the East Side.
I think that's absolutely spectacular. Yo, I'm pretty sure
okay,
it was Tupac
Yeah.
versus Biggie Smalls.
West Side. They won because they hypnotized us.
Wow.
Okay, I can't anymore. I can't. But staying on the history, okay. So maybe going back to the history books again. Maybe not fair.
Yeah, I think we should try a different location, right? Maybe this particular carnival. He was what? Was it Coney Island or something?
Is it the OC?
Was the OC?
Yeah, it's the OC.
There's that West Side East Side
the
thing
West
again.
Side East Side there. So now we're gonna go to the other coast. Speaking of West Side East Side, we're gonna go from West Side to East Side. We're gonna go to Florida here, down in Jacksonville. Now these questions were asked about things that immigrants that are taking the citizenship test have to answer, and it's about our country.
Yeah,
And so-
intimately familiar with this. My wife and I, we studied together.
Yeah.
So
And I know that they ask a lot of very detailed questions, and I think that's great. But these are more of the what I would say the softball questions that most educated Americans know. And so let's get a glimpse. The first one, we're going to talk about the flag. That's pretty easy, right? Your country's flag. Most people know exactly why
I've seen it
your
once,
flag
twice.
is the way it is, what's on it, what it represents. That just seems to be just a national pride thing, right? I mean, aren't we always people shouting America's #1 all the time, right?
America.
America. All right, let's see if this group of individuals in Jacksonville know.
This is really easy, I promise. Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
Why does the flag have 13 stripes? They don't have 13 stripes. It don't got 13 stripes.
What is the deal with the flatulent sounds? I'm not sure I'm down with that.
That is a video thing. They just,
But wow.
They were convincing each other that they don't. That, honestly, I'm almost curious that if they asked people as individuals if they would get it, because you're sitting around a group.
Right.
And you know what I mean? I wonder if that's also a thing why they bring over people. But I have seen where it's like one or just two people and they're trying to answer it honestly.
So are there 13 stripes? That's I like that one.
Let's
I don't know. Maybe there's like 5.
Let's see. Let's see what they give.
But I don't know. 13 states? No. Hell no, man. I'm gonna have me looking dumb as hell out here.
Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
Oh no.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I want to say 13 stripes because we started out with 13 colonies.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, we got somebody that actually knows why there's 13 stripes on the flag. I hope all of you listening or watching at home know why we have 13 stripes before that guy answered for you.
I like that guy too because he's then looking at his friends like, oh, they're not gonna.
Yeah, he really did.
And then he tries to be cool about it.
He didn't look at him though. You notice he just kind of sat there. He's like, I know the answer.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get it.
He tried to be cool about it too, and like not be mean. Right? I'm gonna say maybe. Yeah, he knew.
Yeah, he knew.
There was no like. Yeah, he's like because he got 13 fucking colonies. People.
I will say this. I do appreciate the girls were instantly like, I don't know. Like I honestly do. They were like, I have no idea.
There's no shame in admitting when you don't know things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 13 stripes. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe again, maybe not everyone's taught about the flag in our schools. But geography. We've done math, right? We've done with currency. Now we've talked about a little bit. Let's basic geography.
Yeah, I've studied many a geog.
Yeah. Let's see if they can maybe answer a little bit of geography.
Can you name one state that borders Canada?
Okay, the one state that borders Canada.
Just one, huh?
Do we?
Wow.
They're just asking for one, right?
Like, let me line them up. There they are.
Obviously, we know this guy is not going to get this. But how far off do you think he's going to be? I mean, maybe he will get. Maybe he will get it. But do you?
I have the benefit of seeing Broski on the screen over here. I'm going to guess far. Not to stereotype.
Okay.
Rotator tot.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what Broski over here says.
This guy crushes beer cans on his forehead. I guarantee it.
Sure.
Wyoming? Is Wyoming?
Okay, so he wasn't far off.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
He just
maybe a few mountains in between, but
yeah. I mean, like by distance he wasn't close, but by states he wasn't far.
A bald eagle can make it. By golly!
All right, let's see if anybody else has any other answers or could even get one.
Name one state that borders Canada.
Now, let me, before they answer, this is a different group. These are not college kids. These are adults.
No clue. Is Canada a state? No.
Okay, let's go on.
Oh, that's a country. No.
Can you name any states that border Canada?
I'm going to go with no.
She might just throw a dart. Let's see if she hits something.
I know it, but I just, it's like right there, but I can't. You probably could pass it. Oh, no, wait, don't pass it yet, because I at least don't name one. I can't even think of states right now.
Not one state can they even just throw out, even to be wrong. Just one state.
Yeah. Well, let's legalize marijuana. That's a good idea.
I gotta know how this ends.
Texas?
Texas.
Well, dadgummit, we're huge. We just border everything now, don't we?
We're so big. Our state.
We're just that large.
Did you hear that, Canada?
That's right.
I'm now picturing the
Gonna
Super
build
Troopers.
a Buc-ee's in Toronto.
I'm picturing the Super Troopers movie now, where they're chasing him across, and then we're driving through Texas and heading for some gravy and fries across the border. Almost made it. So she said Texas. Okay, let's a little more faith. I'm trying here. I'm trying, Gen Z. I'm trying.
No.
Where's Canada at?
Oh, this ought to be good.
Not Mexico. Canada. Canada's up top. What's a state that borders Canada?
New Mexico?
Dude, I would have respected her more for saying California, which is not even close either. Let's see if she corrects herself.
She said New Mexico. You ain't answered that one yet. Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Then she jumps completely out of the country to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Well done there. Not actually a state and an island. An island nation. That's wonderful.
Okay, so right now I'm having, based on this small sample size, I'm having a hard time defending the younger generation right now because that's a little ridiculous. Now, anything that goes on social media, I know you put out the entertaining stuff, so I know it's not fair to say, but wow, that was so far off the mark that I would have thought you would have had to have staged that.
No comment. I don't know if this is how bad things really are or if it is genuinely staged. So I've got nothing, but it's pretty scary.
It's very entertaining, but I will say I'm with you. It's very, very scary, and I hope it is staged. I hope all of these are staged. When they go to campuses and stuff. Now, I know most of the times when they go to the college campuses, it's like trick questions and riddles and things like that, mixed with a couple of basic knowledge.
Right. For this, they're like, we're going to have you huff this paint thinner for a few minutes and then answer our questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, just put this over your face. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like questions like, who invented the light bulb? And
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
No? Am I wrong? Huh.
We shouldn't kid about that. We should
Tony Stark.
I can't too much. Thank you, Mr. Edison. All right, so I don't know. My question is for you guys. Do you think that all these videos being out there are giving Gen Zers a bad rap? I mean, Philip, do you have no comment, but you don't think that they're giving the younger generation a bad rap, things like this?
I'm going to go ahead and give the Gen Zers the benefit of the doubt and say that even if this was not staged, the sample size is
skewed.
Too skewed.
Okay.
Where they're choosing to ask these questions, I think, gives a strange sample size. Yeah, I'm going to go with bad experiment.
But do you think that with all of the popularity of these videos and going to campus and people being on TikTok and doing these types of things, is it purely entertainment, or are we being able to really depict or see or uncover what education is really becoming?
I think that the better question would be that if you went back 50 years ago and did the same thing, would you get similar results to trivia then?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Because we don't know the answer.
That's
right?
true. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that historically speaking, the vast majority of massive human achievement has been sort of spearheaded by a small number of people, if not individuals, that then launch cascading events that we can all, build on and grow with and evolve with. But I think that if you look throughout history, you're going to find that names stick out for a reason, right? So I think that if you take a large sample of population, humans historically, not too long ago, it was very hard to find people that knew how to read.
That's true. Okay, so I guess you've won me over a little bit with this. So for the younger generation, because I'm not that old, but I will say I'm with you. This was not a fair sample size, so this is purely entertainment value. But for those of you that are in this video, dang.
Pick up a book.
For those of you that are getting asked those questions, if you can't answer those, just even go to Wikipedia.
Yeah. I'm just amused. I'm just amused that you just said that you're not that old.
I'm not that old.
Not just a river.
Neighbors Don't Knock is produced by C&G Communications. C&G specializes in small batch voiceover and video production for commercial media, podcasting, radio, and more.
Combining years of experience in podcasting, acting, and sales, C&G offers big media products at small business prices.
That's right. To learn more, visit their Facebook page or email them directly at admin@cngcommunications.com. I'm not that... Okay, so it is time now. It's time for Neighbor Tweets. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you like where we jumped to that segment. So, our neighbors, this is one of our favorite segments of the show where we go on Twitter to scour the good, the bad, the ridiculous of what you are putting out there as a neighbor or about your neighbors. So
that was a good transition. Speaking of total dumbasses, let's see what people are tweeting these days.
Sometimes I will say we had to have some great, some nice tweets,
wonderful tweets,
some wonderful tweets. So I thought there's
inspiring even.
Yes, actually there was. We'll let you be the judge if these are inspiring today. The first tweet comes from B at Queen Freakin' B, and she says, "Dude,
my money's on no."
I can't even get through it.
Okay, Queen Freakin' B, what do you have for us?
Okay, just a name, All right, so she says, "Dude," she starts out, "Dude." Okay, "Dude, my neighbor bought wind chimes, and I can hear it all the way in my living room. How the hell do I tell the guy to take his freaking chimes back? I'm trying to sleep. Apartment problems. God damn."
Love the ending. It's really good.
So Queen Freakin' B, I actually can understand, and that, especially in apartment living, that is rough. Wind chimes are, I honestly think they should be banned from apartments.
I would lose it.
I don't blame you for, I would be a rage monster, like trying to sleep and just hearing ding, ding, ding. I mean, I don't know, get one of those noise canceling headsets that have white noise or something, or I don't know, knock on the door and ask them. That's really, really rough. I think that you should not be allowed to have wind chimes in an apartment complex.
No, and if you live close enough to the parking garage, you can always run a hose from your exhaust pipe under his door. I don't know.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
It's like punishment by death. Wind chimes in an apartment building. I'm surprised they haven't seriously kicked this guy's door down with pitchforks and a spade.
No, there are people in my. I've seen wind chimes around, hanging off the porches of some of my apartment.
Oh, y'all. No.
Neighbors. But if his apartment is close enough to where you can get a long pole and just, snatch that sucker up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or
you're
if
not gonna have much luck being stealthy about it. He might trying to get the thing down.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I would honestly just confront him, just straight up, just be like, "Hey, I can't sleep with this," and see what they say. Because I feel like that should be banned from anybody that has in apartments specifically. So Queen Freakin' B, I am feeling for you. I mean, it drives me nuts. There's a mockingbird that it has a home in a tree, and we're on the 4th floor, and it's down close to our, on our side, and you can hear that sucker, but there's nothing you can do about a mockingbird. I mean, and I know it's a mockingbird because pellet gun. Just to scare him, just graze him a little bit.
Oh yeah, to scare him.
Scare him. Okay, so Queen Freakin' B, I wish you luck with that. I would honestly say that you should just knock on the door and roll the dice by telling him it bugs the crap out of you. So that's my advice to you on that. Let's go on to our second tweet. Christina Kress at CressNC. She says, "I don't know about y'all, but I personally find nosy neighbors to be hilarious. A neighbor literally flagged me down on my way out of the neighborhood this morning so they could tell me they saw a car in our driveway last night that wasn't mine or Sam's. Like it was a who would have done it crime." I'm assuming Sam is her significant other or roommate or somebody. So
I was on a cat.
So
wasn't my kitty's car. This is strange.
Do you like nosy neighbors?
I guess it depends on what they're being nosy about. I find a lot of protection in nosy neighbors, so there's some benefit to that, right?
Yeah, I guess so. there's a difference between being a nosy neighbor and being a vigilant neighbor. This
is true.
There is differences. Because someone nosy is constantly always looking or listening or just poking their head in there. Someone who's vigilant is just being aware, whether it's overprotective or not. They're noticing something and saying something.
Right. If you see something, say something.
Yeah. But a nosy neighbor is literally doing it just to do it.
Well, I will say this, although that is uncomfortable, and I've seen many a sitcom written about nosy neighbors, and that all comes from somewhere, right? It's funny because we can relate. I will say that you can always just not answer nosy neighbors' questions.
That's true. Although I had to, normally we don't go through the responses, but I did think that some of the responses on this tweet were pretty good. So I'm just going to read a couple of them. Jenna says, my 92-year-old neighbor calls me about everything that happens at my house, asks questions about an unfamiliar car, LOL, and calls us when we stay at home during the week or work week. I love it. So she actually likes it.
See?
So she likes it.
It's endearing.
Another girl, Kelsey Merkley, says, my husband came home from a work trip and immediately said, quote, boy, you could never have an affair. I was home 10 minutes and 3 neighbors asked me about the car you rented in the driveway. Say what you want, I guess. Neighbors looking out for neighbors, but I can understand when some people are like, just let me do my thing. I mean, I get it. I really do it.
I'll take a nosy neighbor over a neighbor with wind chimes any day.
Yeah. Another like Christy K. Fielder at Really Rabbit says, I'd be getting folks to bring their cars by just to keep the neighbor busy. So if you want to have a little bit of fun there, there you go, Christina.
Really Rabbit. My guess is there are cars coming in and out of her place often.
So anyway, I'd say be thankful at least a little bit, but if you want to have some fun, let's just start putting your trash in like shapes of body bags or something and leaving it,
There you go.
Just like really, no, I guess you shouldn't do that.
Pay random like Uber delivery people to come at 3:00 in the morning. Right? Just creep in and creep out. Stop being so nosy, Steve.
Just leave like random notes. Just. Well, anyway, Christina, I hope that it's not a problem for you, but I think you should be a little bit thankful that your neighbors are a little nosy. I think a little bit of being nosy and vigilant is okay. And that's another edition of Neighbor Tweets. All right, Philip, I think we've exhausted this one. We had some good laughs, a couple of good cries.
Yeah, I think so.
About the future of our country.
I don't know what you're talking about. When you walk out here, I'm breaking out that 4th grade history book and see if I can brush up on a couple of things.
You wouldn't go right to 5th grade? You'd have to go to 4th grade.
Got to keep pace with my daughter,
Really? All right. Well, you guys can follow, like, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you can get all the notifications when we have new content that goes up there. And also, we drop episodes every Friday.
We sure do. And you are all neighbors to us. Remember, we learned in this episode that wherever you go, you're still in Texas.
That's right. Apparently so. Because we neighbor everything. We're connected to everywhere. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Peace
out.